Hey, if you enjoy this wretched, horrible show, please go to no, fuck. Nick, I fucked it up already. Please go to
patreon.com/coward hour.
Patreon.com/coward hour. All right, let's start this.
Sucking on my own dick, yeah, you know I'm sucking on my own dick. Sucking on my dick, everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our own dicks, everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our dicks, yeah, you know I'm sucking on my dicks.
We are here with
Right.
Brendan COONey.
Hey guys, who did this song? It sounds like you got Jace Avery to like make a song for you.
Well, I made the song, actually. It was, you see, years and years ago, I thought that I was like an ironic comedy rapper. And
Shit.
every shred of evidence of that is gone, except for that song.
Except this, it kills me so much. We did a whole episode about this pumping you up. The comedy rap, all of it is really, really good. I would venture like as much of a good first impression that the sucking on my own dick song has left on everybody. Everybody likes it. It's probably
I like it.
Yeah, it's not even top 10 of Brendan's like funny rap songs.
I have like a dark comedy rap thing in my past too.
Oh, damn.
Really?
I
I
bet-
did like a music video is terrible. Everyone, most people that try to be funny, white guys probably tried that. Who knows?
Really, no one should make any content, I don't think. Except
It's a
for you
mistake.
reviewing Netflix specials on Twitter.
Yeah, you like that. Thank you, by the way.
I loved
You're
it.
one of the few.
I could tell...
You retweeted 2 videos.
I did. I can guarantee like 5 times as many people watched and enjoyed that than will ever leave a single like or anything that
yeah,
anybody
I
could
hope so.
screenshot.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it-
down the line, I'm gonna get screwed over by this one. They're gonna come into my I don't know how I could get screwed over by it, but
It's okay.
that video was funny because, and I mean,
we should explain what it is also.
Oh yeah,
Brendan COONey, very funny comedian and our friend, was tweeting out videos of him just watching this horrible Netflix special. And you were saying funny things in response to it, but my favorite was just like you put in a couple clips of just you exasperated.
yeah.
yeah, I edited when I was just like, I can't even handle this. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's just not funny at all. I played it for my roommates, and they were like, "You got to turn this off." They didn't even
my
want
God.
to. They wouldn't even
Yeah.
give it like 10 minutes, and they're like lefty dudes. Like one of them's a socialist. They couldn't even take it.
Yeah, I mean,
Something-
it's unfathomable to me. Like most Netflix specials that like get really successful like that, it's like people blogging about it and tweeting about it. But she put that in the special. It starts
Right.
with the blogs.
Yeah, it starts with people saying that they were disturbed by it.
It's not really it's not disturbing.
I don't think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly went into it thinking like, because there's that other woman. I shouldn't even. Well, there's another person that does the same kind of bit, right, about Louis. And I remember I
right,
saw the clip that person did of like the making fun of the intro for Louis, and I was like, that's pretty funny. I think this is funny because I had no idea what she was doing or whatever.
Right.
But then I heard that she was touring as that character, and I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
But so I saw this new thing, and people were telling me about how, like, you know, the ideas about like consent or something, and the person goes in the audience and like pretends to rape people or something like that.
Right.
And that didn't sound good to me because I mean, is that good to like rape people in the audience?
But
Like,
that's
I don't-
also not what it is.
it's not. That's what I'm saying. So
Right.
I went in there thinking like, okay, this is going to be like some sort of feminist thing, which I'm fine with that. But like, you know, I thought it was going to be something about
You're a
consent
good
or
boy.
like, you know, like some kind of thing like that. And I was going to be like, give it like, watch it in a way that like open-minded, kind of like, you know, even though I wasn't actually going to do that at all. I was definitely going to bash it regardless. But what I found was that it's not at all about that. It's just like goofy, gross out, dumbass UCB humor
Right.
with no point, nothing, no
Well,
jokes, and it's awful.
Hang
And
on,
it
I'll-
also- yeah.
So
Go
I'll
ahead.
say this. I think I liked the special. I wasn't loving it. I liked when she sucked her own dick and the puppet ate her ass. That was making me laugh. That was kind of funny. But
The only thing that made me laugh is when, and I did, I do think this is funny, is when she was talking with somebody in the audience, and she was like, "Oh, you're like my girlfriend," and she goes, she's like, she's like, "Can I do it like this?" Like, and she makes like a blowjob thing with her head,
right.
and the person's like, "No," and then she's like, "Helene," like it's his girlfriend, and the girlfriend doesn't give blowjobs or something like that. I did a
Right.
terrible rendition of it, but
Right.
that made me laugh.
Yeah,
that
he
was
didn't
fun.
sell. Well, I appreciated that because I did the same thing. I thought the show was going to be like feminist, scoldy, like about consent. I did like that the takeaway from the show did seem to be bad sex is not rape, and I was like, all right,
Yeah,
that message, I think
Yeah.
is all right.
That when she
But
was
it was
"Is
weird.
there-"
But it could have been 10 minutes long, right?
Yeah, I mean, if the message is that, yeah, like it's murky with things, but I agree with that. That is like something that needs to be said more, and maybe not a comedy special. But like, I don't even think, because when I was watching it, I was like, the version of it that she did for Netflix. To me, when I was watching it, and I was at that point, I was like, I can't believe I'm still watching this. But there's like a dead body essentially on the ground, and the character Nate. I just said the full. I don't care. It goes.
Yeah, we want people to
Nobody
know
know
what
who
we're
cares.
talking
Yeah.
about. I thought we had said it
Exactly.
before.
Nobody knows what we're talking about. This is like terrible. You should just we should talk about something else. But so the standing over this dead body goes, "Did I do something wrong?" It's like, yeah, you fucked a dead person.
Yeah, she's
And
face
they ate your
down.
It
ass
is
in public
classically
and you
rude
sucked
to
your own
fuck a
dick.
corpse.
You did so many things wrong. Like and the audience was like, oh, I don't know. Like, what is wrong with these improv people in the audience that don't know that that's wrong?
I guess, yeah. I've never even thought about it. That it's like other improv performers watching it, so they are going to have a wildly different read on a show about consent because they're all
Right.
rapists.
So many things in that don't make sense to me. I mean, it's like a serious subject, and then it's like somebody with a fake dick, like jacking off, and
Right.
then like also it's like a woman who's like pretending to be a man or whatever. And I don't know
Yeah.
anything about trans issues, but I gotta think that pisses them off. And in addition to that, like,
Well, we gotta let them know about this.
yeah,
Holy shit.
it's got to muddy the water of like, okay, I agree with the idea that I agree with her sentiment of like, yeah, like there's some gray area here, and like we shouldn't like,
Crucify,
but
yeah.
it's not done well. Like that question is a valid question, but the way that she does it is like at the end, like it doesn't even matter. And then before that, it's just like weird, like like all that stuff is stupid as hell. No one's like, I mean, you should always get consent, but I'm not gonna like. I've had this conversation with women before where they're like, if a guy was like, "Hey, can I kiss you? Can we make love? Is it okay if I like?" None of that is real. None of that happens, and none of that should happen.
Right.
If a guy says, "Can I kiss you?" like that, then you should fucking get away from that like soon to be murderer.
Absolutely. No, I've always felt I've never understood. I don't think I've ever. Number one, I don't think I've ever raped. I'll go on the record and say that.
Yeah,
I'm not.
You heard it here first, folks.
Brenna's not going to say it though.
But yeah,
I
I'm
got
not going to
one
say
line
that
on
Nick
that.
hasn't raped or that I haven't raped.
I'm just kidding. I don't
Okay.
want
Oh
to
my
make light of
God.
that.
Well, I don't want
None
to
of us
say
have
one way or
raped.
the other, just in case I did one that I forgot about. I don't want to be a liar.
But yeah, no, Brendan, you're right. I've never, as a prelude to a kiss, like full stops, been like gotten on one knee and was like, "Do you mind if I kiss you?
Yeah, sign
Would
these
it
papers.
be too much of a bother if I kissed you?"
Pardon
And
me,
that's not what they're
Meta.
doing at UCB. I mean, everyone's getting raped there.
Oh, and not even getting paid for it.
No, they're paying, and then someone in their group, they have a party, and then someone gets too drunk, and then it's yes and.
I want to remake
Actually,
the
there's
movie.
no yes, it's just and.
I want to remake the movie Spotlight, but with UCB. where it's like that scene in the beginning where like
Great movie.
the cardinal comes in and like talks to the kids and he's like, don't worry, that'll never happen. It's that, but it's like them talking to like a 19-year-old girl with like a buzz cut, and they're just like, look, we can offer you free classes for the next 5 years.
I think that these stupid ass free classes, and they would never do that either. They barely give out those diversity scholarships.
We're so sorry about this. You don't need to work the box office tonight. Take the night off.
You don't need to clean the toilets. There's this like thing now with that kind of I feel bad bashing this one so much because it's not even the one I really have a problem with.
That was how I felt too. Like I was like, this is not as bad as Nanette.
Yeah, Nanette, I enjoy saying that I like it a lot to people just because it pisses them off. So I tell people I like I said that I think the Super Bowl halftime show should just be Nanette live. But yeah, Nanette is not.
They should
Nanette's
abridge
bad.
the game.
But my thing is, and Nanette maybe is part of this whole thing too. But I don't. It's not. I haven't been thinking about it until just now. But my thing is like there is this form of comedy now where it's like that special where these people. It's sort of like mean-spirited, dumb comedy where they like shit on people, but there's nothing funny, and they're like maybe they're bad people in real life, and they're clown. Like there's like this clowning thing that like
right
where people take clowning classes, where it's just like I don't like it.
Oh yeah, that's
people who are into clowning are bad people. It's a common thread in the LA alt scene. Like if you're getting into the centuries old art of clowning, you're probably a sociopath.
I know like one or two people in the clowning thing that I like very much. They're very funny, so I want to put that out there. But like the clowning shit to me is weird. Like, I mean, like that's the kind of thing where you find out like the guy's like a Nazi or something. The guy who runs it, like secretly a Nazi.
That would be so sick if there was like a Nazi clown show at at fucking like Lyric Hyperion that's been going on for years, like with a low enough attendance that it was under the radar.
Dude, Lyric is so funny because when you go there and you do shows there and Mike's there, it's like the greatest venue. Like the shows there are so good, but the guy that owned that shit was such a douchebag, and so many people that hang out there are just like the worst people you'd ever meet. And definitely. I don't know what's going on, but that's like Lyric. When I go there, I just like, oh god, there's an asshole with a drum set here. Why?
Right?
Why is there a drum set?
He's gonna do 3 minutes with a whole drum set.
I feel like the Nate special, I didn't watch very much of it. I watched like the first 10 minutes, but it was like it reminded me of it instilled the fury in my heart that I feel when someone goes up at an open mic and they're like, wouldn't it be funny if I did this the whole time? Like, what if I didn't do a set?
Right.
It was that.
Yeah. Dude, the clowning thing, like my ex took a clowning class because she's an actress.
Mm-hmm.
And it was different from the kind of clowning that Nate and all those people do, but still like it was funny because she took this class and she said that it was this like serious clown person from France and all these like actresses that have no self-esteem whatsoever. So like she'd say, all right, go up and say something that you care a lot about. So an actress, they go up and they'd be like, well, I care a lot about this, and like give this real like impassioned, like nervous actress speech. And then the teacher would be like, I don't believe you. and then they just start crying. Like all these actresses would cry in the class. And like, you paid to just be destroyed by this idiot clown woman.
Wait, we need one of those ladies, a mean clown woman at every open mic in Los Angeles. Like she also has a mic. She's on the side of the stage.
Yeah, she's just shitting on like a professional, just shitting on these terrible amateurs.
That would be fucking incredible. Maybe I love clowning now. I didn't realize that clowning was about like breaking people down to their very.
Sometimes I think Brendan, and I'm talking to myself here, Brendan, you need to make your own stuff and just stop shitting on everyone else. Like this is, but then I enjoy doing it. So it's like I don't know what to think.
Yeah,
but I mean, you guys like it, so
yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah, you're very good at breaking things down and people down, and specifically flappers.
Flappers, oh yeah. I mean, That pilot was maybe the best thing I've ever done.
Can you explain what? So you wrote a pilot about the failing comedy club Flappers. That do we think it's going to open again?
The club that we've denigrated many times on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's a crowdfunded
Hey,
pilot.
The
People
only
paid me.
club to consistently book us, me and Nick, in Los Angeles, and we are going to take it down.
Yeah. What kind of dark money is keeping Flappers afloat, even outside of the pandemic? Like how the fuck is that place open? Because
I don't know.
they're making every single wrong business decision.
Well, they have a grocery store going. They do have that,
Oh my!
and then they have all these weird, shady classes online.
Oh
you
my
know.
god!
So they're doing that, and then they probably got some business loans, and they're like, desperately trying to sell the club to like Jeff Garlin or somebody like that. But like, so I don't. I have no idea how they keep afloat.
I hope that them selling groceries lasts like when they're a comedy club again. Like I hope that you're doing a mic and a guy comes in and buys a dozen eggs and leaves in the middle of your set.
They probably don't want to keep eggs at
It's
Flappers.
like, where's the toilet paper? Someone's doing a bit. They're like, where's the toilet paper? What aisle?
Yeah, they just
Where's
walk
the
up to the
goddamn
stage and
soap?
like poke you, and they're like, "Excuse me, do you work here?" Yeah, what aisle?
It would be awesome if it's possible for you to get buzzed while you're on stage. You have to go help some people.
Yeah, you're like, "Oh, sorry, I have to go unlock the cologne."
Yeah, I'll be right
They
back.
had the
sorry.
thing where like the Flappers people that work there, they come out when they deliver your groceries. They tell you a joke.
Yes, I saw
Yeah.
that.
That's so bad.
What the how the like?
So
who the
dark.
fuck is still working at Flappers?
I
What
want to
kind of-
hear like a really bad joke. Like they come out and they say something racist to you. You're just trying to buy some apples, and they're like, and the thing about these goddamn Jews is that standing in front of the Flapper sign. I'm like, whoa, come on, man.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. People like chose to not receive what was at one point bountiful unemployment to work at Flappers through this.
Right.
Hey, they love comedy, no hatred.
Yeah.
You gotta
Oh.
support live comedy forever. It's a vow.
I suppose we must. I really feel like my arm's being twisted here. Oh, back to the clowning thing. Do you guys know what happened with Stuart Lee and like he was like researching the Hopi Indian clowns?
No.
So
No.
I guess the Hopi and Indian tribe has like a tradition of like sacred clowning that they do, and Stuart Lee was like really fascinated by this, so he traveled to America. He went to wherever the Hopi Indians like live, and he like took part in their ceremonies and he witnessed it. And at like the very end of it, he concluded like there is nothing that a comedian can learn from these traditions. This is
Right.
He found out Native Americans aren't funny.
it's just like,
Or they specific with a Hopi aren't funny.
I think he just found out that like there's no like researching comedy in that way doesn't work.
Yeah, very very little comedy. Like obviously there's like some timeless comedy, but like typically going backwards to strengthen your comedy is not going to be that helpful. I don't think. Like,
I mean, yeah, the past is full of like real bad comedy. I mean, comedy used to be super duper racist, like I said in the video.
right.
Comedy basically started with like minstrel show. I have this book like called The Comedians, and it goes over the history of vaudeville. And a lot of comedy back in the day was like people doing the most racist shit you could possibly think of.
Right.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Sunrise, sunset though, we're kind of full circle.
yeah, I just said Native Americans aren't funny, but I think I want to retract that. I don't know. I only know one, and it is funny. One sample size.
Well,
One
that's
sample size.
as a learned man, I'd say that's enough.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
thought you were saying his name was
One sample size.
Was one sample size.
I hate clowning so much, man. Like, I just hate it. Like, I saw this other video where, all right, so I tweeted the other day about how, like, I said, if if you're in a green room and an improv person stays in character, what you should do is get on the phone and say, "There's a man with a gun here." And the guy that I'm talking about, a specific guy that did this, did it in a green room. I saw him in another video with this other person I do not like. They did a sketch that's like another one of these stupid ass mean spirited things where they're like shitting on like Jake Paul type people, and like it's not funny at all. And of course, you know, they're supported by industry, so everyone like it gets a bunch of likes and retweets and stuff, even though there's like just nothing original or interesting in it.
Right.
And it just makes me so mad because like when I'm like doing comedy, I'm joking. Like my whole thing is I want to make people laugh, even when I'm trolling, which I guess I love to do. I'm not like being like mean, you know, about it. I'm just being truthful. With this stuff is just mean and stupid and like, and there's not even like it requires no talent at all. It makes me support Jake Paul and Logan Paul. I'm just like now I'm like a fan of those guys.
Really?
Yeah, I've never watched any of their videos. But
you just
I don't even barely know who they are, but I support them now because I'm so fed up with this clown bullshit. I hope that fucking Jake Paul sees that video and just beats the shit out of that guy so bad. I hope he just like goes to his house and knocks his teeth out.
let's get them
Yeah.
in a glass box, like No Way Out cage match.
I think that would be nice. I think people would enjoy that. I do think that we should real quick just say that all this talking about clowns and denigrating them and throwing a bunch of smack their way does not apply to the Joker.
Yeah,
The Joker we continue to stand on this podcast.
Without the Joker, this podcast wouldn't exist, right?
not at all.
I want to take like a $400 UCB clowning class and show up dressed as the Joker.
That'd be good.
I wish it's funny. I wish that I had done it. I went with Tom, so I was too like I don't think he would have liked it. But like when I went to see the Joker, like the screening when Joker screened last year, I really wish I had taken like a notepad and a pen and was just like furiously scribbling the whole time I was in the theater.
I think that may have been the last time I was at a movie theater. It might forever. That might be true for the rest of my life.
That's a great one to go out on. Dude.
Really great one to go out.
Somebody said that like the news wanted a shooting to happen.
Totally.
With all the articles, and that's totally true. It does seem. What if the news is like the most fucked up thing?
Oh.
Media is like they just want bad shit to happen. There's like some weird Joker type person in charge of all the media.
Yeah.
Well, 100.
Yeah, Roger Ailes was the Joker.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah, what's the most twisted
school
thing
shootings? They want Trump. They want fucking movie shootings.
How sick would it be if Trump did a mass shooting? Just one last troll move on us. He probably wouldn't get arrested.
No, he said that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
He
I have
famously
immunity.
said.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Nobody saw me shoot anyone. There's like video. Hunter, look at Hunter Biden. I just shot a few kids. Just a few kids. Hunter Biden has dealings somewhere.
He's doing drugs. He's on drugs.
If you wanted to stop me from shooting kids, why didn't you do it 8 years ago, Joe? Why didn't you do it? You had 8 years to stop me from shooting kids, Joe.
He does hold all the cards. That's why it's so. I think the reason why you can't hit back at Trump ever is because he knows that he will not get in trouble. He never has.
Sure.
It's not going to start now.
He built a throne like that's like impenetrable, or like he just can do whatever he wants with his base and all that. And also he's the president, so there's all sorts of like immunities and shit.
Oh my fucking god! That is Donald Trump becoming the president is such a pro strategy. I can't even believe he pulled it off.
It is sad. It's very sad.
That's not what I said.
It's like I'm not even listening at this point. I'm just like creating my own narrative for that.
Your camera is framed enough for like a full thought bubble above you with like animation.
Yeah. I'm away, but I'm here too. Fucking Trump,
so Nick, I understand you're going blind. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I'll fucking talk about this. Hang on, Brendan. You might think that I don't know. This is kind of mean though. I don't know if Brendan will like this. Because I woke up. God damn, fucking Tony Bartolone.
His show is probably so bad.
Who
like this Tony Bartolone show's got to be so bad.
Oh, I can only imagine. I mean, we can listen to you. I'm going to hold my mic up to the door.
No, nobody does.
I've been recording him while he does bits in his room. I don't know. I swear to God, I think he's doing these bits to like. I think his computer is off. I don't know who he could possibly. I don't know who he could possibly be talking to because he's not allowing any pauses for like responses. He's just doing bits and like waxing poetic about like Joe Rogan and the state of comedy, and then quoting like Step Brothers 8 minutes at a time. Yeah,
we were talking about the Joker, but he's actually living it.
He is living the Joker. I'm pretty sure he's listening to me right now because he got really quiet. So I'll tell you this story instead. Nah, all right. So this morning I had a fucking crazy day. This morning I woke up at 4 a.m. and I felt like my eye was kind of sore. And so I went into the bathroom to like flick the light on. The minute I flick the light on, it's like there's a knife that's being like driven like through my eye, like into my head. And my eye is also just like leaking. Like I was basically like weeping without actually crying.
Damn.
And so I'm having some kind of like photosensitivity thing. I'm starting to lose vision. Like I can't see out of my eye. And so my first thought is I was like, I'll ride this out for 5 hours. I'll see if it gets any better. And it didn't. It got worse. So I finally resolved that I needed to go to the fucking emergency room. So I went to the emergency room today. Like I walked there because I don't have a car. I walked there like going blind, like literally barely able to see like 2 feet in front of my face. And I showed up, found out that I have Medi-Cal, which was a nice surprise. I figured out that I think my cat like
that's a Medi-Cal ad right there. So I was going blind, walked to the hospital because I was going to ignore it. Then I found out I got Medi-Cal.
I have Medi-Cal.
Yeah, when you find out that like the government is like helping you with your insurance, like I was in shock. I was just like, well, that can't be right.
Yeah, the lady behind the counter, she was like, "You have Medi-Cal." I'm like, "I'm not a socialist. Don't give me that shit."
I thought you had to sign up for it. I remember signing up for Medi-Cal and I never get.
I think I must have signed up. I've done so many things that I have no recollection of doing. I probably did it. Like I was probably on acid. I probably, because I when I would do acid back in the old house, I would get these like after like in the post acid, I would be like, I need to get my life together. So I could see myself signing up for Medi-Cal.
So sign up for Medi-Cal and then be like, all right, I did it. That's probably good for now.
You signed up for Medi-Cal by like talking to a dragon.
So all right. So I have like iritis or like uveitis, something in my eye that like if untreated can cause like glaucoma that can make you go like completely blind.
Damn.
Whatever. I think I got it from cat litter because I let my cat sleep next to me.
Whoa.
Sorry, I'm sniffling.
That's disgusting.
It's really
how
sorry.
close is the litter box to your head?
His eyeball falls out. He's like, sorry, I just my eyeball.
Well,
I would never thought Nick would be the one falling apart.
Brendan, what kind of image did you have of me?
I mean, I don't know. I remember one time at a mic, you didn't get your name pulled, but it should have been pulled or something. It was like somewhere, and you didn't say anything about it. And I was like, damn, this guy's like real, like strong, silent type.
Yeah, I'm like Gary Cooper. Oh my god!
I was like, well, why didn't he go tell him about his name? He's just like, I don't do that kind of thing, son.
I'm very stoic. No, Brent, that's absolutely right. Because listen, any kind of suffering that I think I might be experiencing, I internalize and I turn it into a building block for personal success later on down the line. And anybody can do that as long as you shut your emotions off and get weird tunnel vision anytime the slightest bad thing happens to you.
As long as you ignore all your emotions and do acid 200 times.
You can also push away all your family and friends until you're a lone man in the desert.
I need to hear that you're doing something about this eye thing though, because you're not going to go blind.
No, yeah, well,
please tell us that you're.
We'll see. I gotta go to the optometrist, but So I'm in there. I'm losing vision like blood, dude. Because I have 20/15 vision. So like in this eye is perfect. This eye, I can't even like read the text on my phone. So they send me into the waiting room. And immediately all of my problems were put into like crazy perspective because within 30 minutes of me sitting there, 3 other people came in. One of them was a man who had cut off his penis.
God damn.
He had, I mean, it's really fucked up because it was making me. I was trying not to laugh, but it was really funny to the point where like I like recorded it and was like sending it to people.
Oh no!
Because
funny hearing about it now, but when Nick sent that to me earlier, I was just, I was aghast.
I was
Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't
just like-
funny at all. I listened
Oh
to
my
it. And
God.
I was like shaking. I had to like call my girlfriend and like talk to somebody.
I
Well,
still
I
have
was-
a penis, right?
I was texting my friend Sean Preston. I was like, dude, there's this guy in the waiting room. He cut off his penis and he's weeping. And
On
Sean-
purpose? Sorry.
I have no idea. He didn't seem happy about
But
it.
say what
Yeah.
you're saying.
It's
Well,
crazy to
just
accidentally
in
cut your
case
dick
it was
off.
on purpose, we should be careful with our pronouns in this story.
Right.
What were you saying? Your friend said something?
I told him, I was like, there's a guy in here who cut his penis off and he's so upset that he's like weeping because his pants were also like caked in blood. Like this guy
Oh.
would, yeah, it was, and dude, it was to the point where like doctors, like there was no Hippocratic oath. Doctors were coming and just going, oh, and then just like turning around. And Sean was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. You have to get an audio recording of this guy. And so the audio, so you can hear it in the recording, but what finally happened, like it was the funniest convergence that could have happened in this ER, because there was also like a 600-pound black lady came in and was like sitting in one of the chairs. So this guy is just like, he's like up against the wall, writhing. He's like dripping blood on the floor. He's going, oh my God, I cut off my penis. And this woman is like vomiting.
Where
into,
was
like,
the penis, by the way?
I don't know.
There's like a guy saying next to him holding it. That's the one.
So he's getting blood all over the place. He's like weeping. There's a woman watching this who's throwing up into her hands because she's so sickened by it. And in between both of them, there's a 600-pound black lady just going, nope. This chair is not comfortable. and she walked past the guy who was bleeding out to be like, excuse me, nurse, I'm going to need another chair. She was like, these conditions are unacceptable.
Dude, when you do comedy, the worst things happen to you. Like, and you're in the worst situations. Like, this is directly related to you doing comedy. You're in an LA hospital where people are totally insane. Some guy cut off his penis.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If you'd done any other career, you'd be better off.
This can't all be blamed on comedy, because without comedy, you wouldn't be living in that terrible house where the litter box is like a significant square footage of your room.
I wouldn't be living in like a 4x6 shoebox where like cat litter is just airborne and getting into my eyes while I sleep, you know?
It's going to lead to a great special for you, dude. That's what all the comedians say.
Yeah, you know what my thought was earlier was that the unfortunate thing is if you lost your eye, French accent is already the eye patch comic.
He's an eye patch guy now?
He has been. Well,
I didn't know that.
Well, he's stealing eye patch valor, so.
Oh,
well, you wouldn't wear an eye patch. You'd be I don't know any comedians that walk out there with one eye.
Dude, I would you know what I would do? I would turn around. I would like do one of these where I'd like turn around and like come back and I'd have like vegetables and shit in it. I would get into classic Hopi clowning.
Yeah, what we assume that is.
Go back to the classics.
But then it was really, I mean, what the fuck was it? Good Samaritan Hospital. It's off of Wilshire. Not very weird because like they had me do like the eye test, and like with this eye, I got the whole test. She was like, she's like, I've never seen anybody with vision that good. And then with this eye, I couldn't read anything. And like the nurse was just like, wow. She's like, you can usually see really good, huh? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, wow, that's so sad. I was like, fuck, holy shit.
Dude, when I was in the hospital, one time I like smashed my middle finger open at the gym. It was disgusting. Mm-hmm. And when I was at the hospital, like I was waiting, I went that day and I like kept going like to get it fixed or whatever. But when I went to the one off Marengo, I was like in the waiting room next to this guy, and the doctor was asking me questions like, how long has this been like this? And I was like, like a week, or like, I just came in because I wanted to get checked out. And the guy next to me, he asked him, he's like, how long has it been like this? And his whole arm was broken. He's like 6 months or a year. I'm like, damn, dude. Why didn't you come in? What have you been doing? He's like, I've been working. And like for doing construction shit for like a year with a broken arm? What the fuck? That was privilege right there.
But you know what? Again, there's another guy who, if his name wasn't called at a mic, he would sit there and he would learn from it. That's a good. That's a strong guy right there. I kind of like that guy.
Yeah, I was just horrified. 6 months.
Well, that's kind of what being a day laborer is being at a mic and your name not being called.
A night laborer.
Oh man.
We should, yeah. Comedians should stand outside of Walmart and wait for somebody who wants to be offended or have their expectations lowered.
To load them into a pickup truck to do like an outdoor show.
So you guys like Nate? You're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I knew that like people were talking about Bernie like with Latino support, and they were like, what, like he's gonna have a lot of Latino support. I knew he wasn't gonna have a lot of Latino support when I did this show in Glassell Park, and I was just like, so what do we think about T.O. Bernie? And then everyone just started laughing. I was like, there's just no way. They don't give a shit about this guy. Not about a tangent.
So
Bernie tangent.
Yeah. Did you learn anything else about this guy and his penis?
No, they took him away after a while because he was annoying everybody. You know?
I wonder what they do. I hope they reattach his penis, but he's just going to do it again.
Yeah.
This is like he does it all the time.
he's like a junkie for cutting off his dick.
Please,
yeah,
save my penis.
Yeah, he's the customer where like there's one new nurse who takes it really seriously, and then someone has to pull her aside and be like, "That guy's in here all the time.
You can't help these people.
Don't try that hard."
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever seen Bringing Out the Dead?
I've seen most of it, but I have never watched the full thing.
There's a guy like that in there. Actually, he kind of fucking looked like this guy. I think is he played by fucking Mark Anthony? I don't. But yeah,
I missed that part.
Well, he's this guy. He always comes into the ER for a drink of water, and they always strap him down, and they always.
Oh yeah.
He always runs away.
I remember that now.
That's this guy, but he just keeps coming in asking for his dick back, and the ER is like, we don't have it. You lost it.
That's got to be a nightmare getting into a customer service dispute with the ER because they lost your dick.
I cut my dick. Where is your dick, sir? Where's your dick, sir? I want to be the nurse that's like, did you bring it with you? Well, you got to go back and get it. You came here without the dick?
Dude, imagine like tearing your house apart, like looking for your dick. like tearing cushions off of a couch.
Where is it? Did you check under the couch? You check under the bed? Check between the cushions. Someone's got it in there. A kid's got it in his mouth.
Now I'm imagining like
a 3-year-old.
Like my old call center job, how I would have to like try to save face because my boss is on the other line and I'm not allowed to be honest. Or I'd just be like, look, I'm very sorry. We did not lose your dick. It appears it's no longer here, but we can offer you a 25% off circumcision. He's like, how am I going to use that without my dick? I'm like, well, sir, I apologize very, very much.
Yeah, it's transferable. You could gift it to somebody else.
Damn.
Holy
I mean,
fuck,
I want to cut off my dick just for the comedy of it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Go to the hospital and get some good bits out of the dick cutting, but that would be too painful.
It'd be tough, man.
It would be funny to do big moves like that this deep into quarantine, like
You could.
so far away from stage time.
Do you know what you could do, Brendan? You could cut off your dick and then tape it to the front of your pants, and then do a one-man show about Louis C.K.
Big on. What I could do is just I'll keep my dick and I'll just get a fake pussy and I'll make a show called Jill where I go. I don't know what the man version of Nate would be or the woman version where like I don't know women lie about stuff. I don't know. Men are worse, I guess. But
Yeah.
I just my Jill would just be me with a fake pussy talking shit about Nate probably. And improv. You're like, I thought the show's gonna be about like consent, and I'm just like, then this fucking guy is a piece of shit. He's not. We were like, this is weird.
Yeah, if Netflix
Will you touch my dick already? I'm squeezing boobs. I don't ask. I'm just like squeezing the shit. Isn't this what's funny now? Here's a tampon. I just throw a bloody tampon in his face. gonna do a UCB bullshit thing. I want to start fucking like I won't even tell people. It's just like
Yeah.
a gross out UCB show. I come in, I got all these bloody tampons. I just start hurling them at people. And
Dude, you should like pass your fake pussy around the audience and make everybody eat it, and like there's like a red laser train on their head until you're satisfied.
yeah, at the end of it, I'm like, that fake pussy, like, I put my dick in it and I came inside. Just getting real gross. I just don't understand. I don't like gross stuff. I don't know why people want this. I wouldn't want that woman to grab my junk in front of everybody. I would be like, no, that's weird. No, I don't want that.
No, I don't even
I
want
see her.
to be part of crowd work, much less forced to rape for like a twist.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want to wrestle a woman who's like got hair all over in front of everybody. Like,
Right.
I'd be like, what is this? I don't want my parents to see. I have a family.
Right. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. Well, this
is gonna ruin my life. I got tricked into touching an ass on Netflix. I gotta change
There was
my
like
name.
one black person in the crowd, by the way. It was all white people. Of course, diversity matters, though, right? It really does.
Oh,
Just not in the crowd or anyone working on the show or anyone in the show. It's ridiculous.
Or viewing the show.
Yeah.
Right. Very true.
Did they have any trans people in the audience? They would have been like, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, that's why when I do my special, it's going to be for 100% trans audience.
They're really not going to like that.
I have a feeling they don't like it. But nobody's talked about it, I guess. But maybe I don't know enough about those issues to know whether they care or not. But it seems like something they would care about.
Right.
If I had to reckon what trans people are on about right now, I would assume.
I guess they probably have bigger problems than that. But it's got to be on the list.
I'm sure somewhere down the line for sure. Well, I don't know. I think it's also like because it's not because I have no idea. It's so hard to parse what is and isn't offensive, especially because it's hard to speak for the group because I know like there are a bunch. I don't know. We're getting into murky territory here. I would imagine there's a larger amount of that group that actually aren't that sensitive to stuff like that and who like understand the difference between a joke and somebody who doesn't think they're valid or whatever.
I can't even. I'm stuck on this idea of just doing a show where I'm throwing tampons. I'll have like some dogs come in and bite people. Like I'll just have dogs go out and bite people in the audience. I'll take out a gun and start shooting it in the air and like shooting it around at people and stuff.
Right.
Just to
It's
see
about
how
the
far
audience
I can
play
go.
Russian
do you
roulette.
enjoy this too? I like fucking bring out some like old lady and I start slapping her. Please stop.
That would actually be groundbreaking if you committed elder abuse on camera.
I don't want to do any of these things, but I'm just like curious as to see like how much of this like Andy Kaufman loses half his brain bullshit is gonna like fly.
Well, what I would like to see is the special is half that, and then the second half is the trial for you doing that.
Oh, that would be fucking
that
awesome.
on trial. And what's funny too is I'll do that because if I were to get that enough clout to be on Netflix, it means I'd have to have something really impressive, like being in one of the Progressive commercials or like Jake from State Farm type shit. So they could be like, I'm the guy in Jake from State Farm, and then you see another clip of me just like having dogs bite people and throwing tampons. It's like, do they like this? Are they on board? Corporations are down for anything now.
Yeah, Pitbull is just dragging a baby backstage behind you, and you're like, "Did I do something wrong?"
I just unleash a dog on the audience, starts biting people, and I'm like, "Black Lives Matter," We're like, "Can we take a second, please?" And then I'm like, "Let me talk." Nobody's talking about Armenia, okay? These fucking Azerbaijani Turkish militants cutting people's heads off. Does anyone think about that? Rape is bad, though. And they're just like, yes. And they put me on. The most insulting thing about it, too, is like, I don't know what any of these stupid magazines are online. Like, I don't even know if people back home know what Vulture is or what Pace Magazine is or all this stuff. And I'm not, they're fine. I'm glad that they exist because it's good to have, people talking about comedy at all. But, like, it's insulting to me to see her special is, like, number 2 ranked they rank specials and stuff above all these people that have been doing comedy for like 30 years or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
And
well,
put out like work so hard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really
Even if
care
you're not, yeah.
how long someone's been doing it, but it's
Sure.
like ranking that above people who wrote jokes and performed them.
Yeah, they
Right.
tried really hard, and then this special is just somebody like walking out on a stage making stuff up on the spot. That's not good.
actually, you know what? If I want to plug a good special really quick, we're on this subject. Everybody, if you're listening to this and you like comedy specials, there's a free special on YouTube by this kid Nick Hopping. I think it's called A Giraffe in the Shed. I can't remember. But Nick Hopping, who was this comic back in DC when Isaac and I were doing it, he put out a 30-minute special of like straight up like some of the best written jokes I've heard in like 5 years. Like
I'll check it out.
yeah, man, by the end of the special, I was really fucking laughing. It's a very good comedy special. And it's like it's free on YouTube. That's where all the
That's
good
cool.
specials are now.
We should be like, I know it's like, people make fun of you for sharing your friend's stuff, but in my opinion, like I want to be more positive than I've been. I want to start sharing people that I actually enjoy their shit. That's why I try and retweet and support things that I think are actually funny. And I also do support stuff that's not good that are just my friends. But
Right. Yeah,
you got to do both. You got to do both.
Everybody does that. That's I have a hard time with that.
You have a
I
hard
mean,
time
sometimes
doing
it's
it,
like,
or
I
you
don't
get
know.
suckered into it.
Both. I mean, I have a hard time. I have a hard time being so principled about like what I think is good, like even publicly, like this, and then like turning around and being like, but I'm gonna, but this is, we all have friends as comics.
So what
and-
I do, the way I do it, and I don't know if people can tell or not, is that if it's like a friends thing and I'm just being supportive, I'll just share it. I won't say anything. If it's something that I really, really like, I'll probably like add like a thing where I'm just like, this is the greatest thing ever, I'll
Right.
put something like that. And that's when I really mean it most of the time.
right? Yeah, I gotta get better about doing
But that's
that.
the way I do it. But you're the strong silent type, but you won't even go up and tell people about your name being in a bucket. So
No, not at all.
and you're going blind. You're like, I don't care about my eyes either.
Dude, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like that monk who just lights himself on fire when open mics are back. I'm just gonna like walk in.
You're gonna be the monk who like meditates himself into a mummy, but like in the audience of a mic.
We do a 2-man show with me and Nick where Nick is going blind and like we have people come out cut off their dicks.
Right,
Fucking some fat old black lady who's uncomfortable in a chair.
right.
This chair is not comfortable. Someone's dying in front of her.
Yeah, we gotta write a play about you at the
He's
ER.
the Joker.
Yeah.
That black lady is the Joker.
Yeah, you
I played the janitor or something. I'm just sweeping up all the dick blood, just whistling.
get working, you Irish janitor. You fucking Irish trash.
yeah, you like.
But yeah, it's like a
Come on,
Tennessee
Seamus.
Williams like 40s. Yeah.
Oh, Seamus Crick.
Yeah, we
Wipe
have
up the
to.
dick blood.
We got to rent out Lyric Up here, and we have to do a show where I go completely blind in real time. And the minute I lose like the last ounce of my vision, you knock me over and fuck me, and then you pass around.
Just topple you over.
You just knock me over. I'm blind. I've got no more center. Gravity.
Ass.
And then you pass around a comment card that's just like, was that justice? Check yes or no.
Yeah, you have to ask the crowd what they think. Everybody's got to weigh in whether rape is bad. That's like the idea behind that stupid special. Let's find out at the end whether rape is bad.
Well, Netflix should have included. I mean, they have the technology with your remote. You should be able to hit yes or no.
Yeah.
And,
That
like,
would
the-
be so
yeah.
funny. Because
Oh
there'd
my-
be so many like wrong answer. There'd be so many wrong answers.
No, not even that. It's more groundbreaking than that. This will be where everybody watches at the same time. You cast all your votes. This will be the first Netflix that actually changes legislation, depending on what audience opinion is.
I thought you were going to say it changes like the course of the special. Like you get to pick if Nate rapes or not.
No,
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
if enough people vote that rape is good, then anyway, look, you see where I'm going.
I mean,
It's
just the
groundbreaking.
idea.
It's a little
So,
dangerous.
I'm gonna like the idea that you're gonna do this thing where you talk about like important things and whether the gray area and like trying to come to a better understanding about things. But when you decide you're gonna do that, you also have a scene where you suck your own dick and someone eats your ass. It's just like what? It's not. I don't get it.
Right.
But maybe I'm dumb. I could be wrong. People get mad at me sometimes. I'm just a guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm also very stupid.
Yeah, Brendan is. We're just two Brendans living in the Nick world.
Can I tell you something? I've been trying to tell him that for years.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you
You're living
ever
in the Nick world. Listen, you're living in a Nick world, Seamus Crick. Mop up the dick blood.
have you ever listened to the show before, Brendan?
Your show?
Yeah, it's okay. If
I
you haven't.
try. I listened to a little bit of it today, but I
Okay.
so
Yeah,
busy,
no,
but yeah.
I was just
will
gonna-
subscribe now though.
Oh yeah,
I think
no,
I did
no
subscribe
pressure
later
to
on.
do.
nice.
So I was just gonna explain that, like, for 2 years, a lot of this show has been basically just like me explaining what I think is good, and Nick just completely exhausted.
It's like I can't even believe.
I'm just
your
like, what
stupid
if my
opinions.
brain worked like this? And Nick is just like, Brendan, I don't think that we got.
Brendan, you need to give me the keys to your brain because I will do much bigger things than you could have ever hoped to. Just give me the keys to your brain.
Maybe that's the key. But Brendan is sober now, and he's off porn, and he's like not drinking it or what? There was one other thing that you're
Well,
not doing.
that's all been true for years.
Right.
So,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
this
thought that
is
was a new thing.
no. I've been.
That's not good.
Damn.
I can't see any
That
difference.
is real bad. If I'm giving off the vibe of
Just
like a
kidding.
6 month sober guy, it's 5 years deep. That's rough. It's like, yeah, Brendan, things are really chaotic for him because he's like figuring out how to like.
No, sobriety is the only consistent thing in his life.
Yeah.
What is Brendan doing wrong? What do we need?
Um,
What does he need to change?
Oh my
Let's
god, this
see.
is going to be a 3 hour.
It's too long, right?
Well,
It's too long.
long.
we can try. Let's see. So I'm unemployed, but a lot of people are doing that now.
Right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
going around.
Yeah,
mean,
I
yeah.
recently stopped taking a lot of my medications, which has gotten some pushback from my friends and family.
When you say medications, you like mental stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're
But
taking like different kinds of medications.
so I was
Not to get too personal.
no, it's okay. I was on
get personal.
I was on an antidepressant, which made my dick just like non-functional.
Well, you can't do that.
Yeah,
That's not-
I mean, when I was fine with it, but then I met a woman, and unfortunately, women want you to have sex with them when you love each other, and there's no
Right.
way of getting out of it.
He was pulling a Nate. She was just like whipping it out of his pants.
I think if you're taking something and it makes your dick stop working, you have to stop taking it unless it's like going to kill you.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
that's up in the air.
What are you doing now that you're not? You get depressed or something?
Well, I switched to a different one. So there was a mood stabilizer in with that too, but the mood stabilizer, I guess kind of similar to Nick, was making like my one eye all foggy and like
Whoa.
I had like this intense twitch.
Yeah.
I noticed it in the comments section of it. I went on someone else's podcast, and in the comments, people were like, "Why is this guy blinking like that? What's wrong with this guy?"
Oh shit.
But yeah, no, I think everything's fine. Nick and Isaac tell me that I've been behaving very erratically recently, but
What have you done that's erratic? And Isaac, you're asking Isaac and Nick about these things.
well, to be fair, I did
Nick
not
is falling
ask.
apart in front of our eyes.
I did
Isaac
not
is, like,
ask them.
autistic
They
as hell.
told me. So,
Was he crouching when he told you?
There have been conversations amongst all of us behind this, and without getting into details, we noticed a lot of like emotional yo-yoing, and in very intense ways, where we were like, is this related to the meds? Look, we didn't. It
and
wasn't.
the answer is no. And much like the Joker, I went off my meds, and now I'm a hero.
He's a strong
Well,
silent type.
Brent, and no offense to this, but Brent is the perfect person to have this issue because if he like goes crazy on the without the meds, you can just shake him. You just grab him and shake him. I guess maybe without COVID, they can't do that.
Right.
You can threaten him.
That is true.
Mhm.
That would be
We
my
have
route.
never-
If I was your close friend, I'd probably just threaten you.
No, that's okay. Maybe we should do an episode of the podcast like that where we just fight, Nick.
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Maybe that should be episode 1000.
Brendan, we already did one of those.
No, I mean physically fight.
No, I don't want to fight you.
We start to see the effects right now on Brendan. He's just like, he's like, but I have this knife, and he like stabs his leg. This is what I'll do to you, Nick. You like that? I just stabbed you, and then his leg is bleeding. You're like, oh god, it's worse than I thought.
I miss my leg, and then I'm in the hospital complaining my
Cut off
dick
your
is
dick.
gone. I'm in the hospital next to that other guy who still hasn't been helped.
Yeah, who's still
Who's better off, the guy without the dick or Brendan without his meds? I would say Brendan because he has his penis and he seems fine.
Yeah.
But, I don't see these as crazy.
My penis
mood swings.
started working again. That's nice.
Hell
started
yeah, that's
working again?
huge.
My
Oh,
penis,
your dick
it
started working
again.
enormous.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yes.
When you were on those things, it didn't even you wouldn't even jack off? It wouldn't get a boner?
I wouldn't really get horny very often. Like, it was never like, ooh, I'm horny, I'm gonna jack off. It would be like once. This is before my girlfriend. When it was just me. It was like once every 2 weeks, I would be like, I should probably come, and then I would sit down, get the computer out, look at porn until I start to become horny. It's a very deliberate process.
It's like starting an old lawnmower. You've got to it has to be just so.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Basically, my dick was like when you get a treadmill and you're like, oh, I'm going to use this all the time. I'll put it right in the middle of the living room. And then you're just sitting on the couch looking at it
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with these doctors and scientists that are coming up with these pills? You imagine you're been given millions and millions of dollars to come up with the cure for being depressed, and you're like, all right, I got this thing and it works for depression, but you can't use your dick anymore.
Right.
If you were the boss, you'd be like, fuck no.
Yeah.
Right, if I was the boss, I'd be like, what?
Well, doesn't
hell no.
Is Propecia the one that you have a 1 in 1,000 chance of just never having a libido again?
I heard that. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, Propecia, that's another thing. It's fuck, why do they even allow that to exist?
Right.
Yeah, and I remember one of our buddies was telling me dude, you got to get it. I'm like, no.
Because
I already have so many factors working against my dick. Same with the COVID vaccine. My girlfriend, she was like, oh, I saw that a possible long-term side effect is erectile dysfunction from the vaccine. I'm like, babe, I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm going to die of COVID for you.
I think she's confused because I Googled that too. It seems like that's a long-term side effect of getting COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I would say that I'm going to say this because
maybe I had COVID then 4 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, you were patient zero for COVID.
I think this is important for your listeners. Is the only reason I'm saying this. I tried Blue Chew and it works really well. So you can get it free. Code word Tim.
He was doing that. He was on Blue Chew for a minute.
I tried Blue
I think it works good.
I got it. I got the 6 pills or whatever. I used one and it worked really well, and then all the other ones it didn't really do anything.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah,
it
dude,
was less.
I took some too, and I don't have any problem getting boners. But when I took Blue Chew, it's it didn't even make me hard. I was waiting. I thought it was going to be taking drugs because I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. I've taken a lot of gas station dick pills in my day, and those are taking drugs. And Blue Chew was very underwhelming in comparison.
I never took the gas station ones. I've had some friends that took those for the heck of it. But what is it like? Does it make you crazy outside of having a boner?
Well, other than your pupils dilate, so you do your vision, your vision changes a little bit, and you can feel, you get a headache afterwards. You can I don't know, you feel very vascular.
See,
when you take them.
the first Blue Chew I took felt like that. I was telling people, It felt like when you activate dead silence in Call of Duty, and the field of view goes back, and you run really fast.
That sucks that it lost its thing. That's too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but Brendan, maybe you should try you should get some Stree Overlord.
Well, my dick works again because I changed the pills.
Yeah, so now
mission accomplished.
I guess that's true. I guess it is mission accomplished, huh?
Yeah, because I think I said this last episode. I'm back to just coming embarrassingly soon, which is
good for you, dude.
Better, I guess. But
well, hang on. I could defend Brendan. Us talking about your mental health and just noticing that you had seemed a little off or to be internally suffering. That wasn't an attack. That was all of us being should we say something? It wasn't us trying to corner you.
It's okay, Nick. It's fine.
Okay. All right. And we just want you to be okay.
No, I think
there's a box of guns in his room.
There's a sword in frame.
Well, it was funny because we all said we were all like, we all texted about it. We were all like, because we were all like, Brennan, you know, you seem like you're acting a little strange, and you're like, I don't think I'm acting strange. Could you prove it? And we were all in the chat. Yeah, right. Like
That's such a crazy answer. Prove it.
Yes,
That's not how I phrased it.
I'm not saying that you're crazy, but like that's like definitely in a court of law. I could be like, we all told him that he was crazy, and he was like, prove it. He wasn't wearing pants.
Anyway,
What about me is crazy, Nick?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
try-
all
I'm
it's
trying
all
to
been
milk some
text,
humor.
and I'm suddenly FaceTiming. Prove it.
No, I'm trying to milk it for humor, but
Yeah,
anyway, the point is, it was a genuine outreach. It wasn't us trying to be like, hey,
Yeah.
Let's trick
Honestly, I
Brendan.
think it was. I think the withdraw from, because like you're on. So I was on an SSRI that made me like really up and down. So then they gave me a mood stabilizer. Then the mood stabilizer caused the eye thing, and then they tried to prescribe me $165 eye drop, and it's just like side effect, new pill, side effect, new
Yeah.
pill. So now I'm just like, I just like wipe the slate clean, and I'm just on a different kind of antidepressant. So I think I was like withdrawing from all that other shit.
let's get. We need to get you into like some new age. Like we got to get like. I wonder how you would do if we like decalcified your pineal gland. Like I think we should. we got to get you on one of those regimens.
Honestly, I think I'm just gonna.
get a kettlebell or something.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do prayer. I think I'm just gonna start like praying a lot, like live stream it, let other people get involved if they want.
That's awesome, dude. It would be so sick if you just like you went off your meds and just started a cult within 2 weeks.
Not even a cult. I'm just like running like standard Lutheran services on Twitch.
One time I was in a car with Isaac and Ben Branfin, and I was making fun of people with autism. And Isaac in the back, he's like, "That's funny. You know I'm autistic, right?"
Oh,
That's
I was like, "Oh,
horseshit.
I'm sorry, man."
Don't let him do
he's-
that to you.
he's recanted that. He's since recanted.
He
that
doesn't
claim.
think he's autistic anymore.
No, he's not autistic. he's set in his ways and he's particular, but you don't get to just hide behind the blanket of neurodiversity.
I love autistic people.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of them are so funny.
How funny would it be if the test for autism was just like they hold up a picture of Isaac sitting on a stool, like next to the guy sitting on a stool, and they're like, "You got it. This
Yeah.
guy's autistic."
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Isaac is crouching.
They do the Nate thing. They hold up the picture of Isaac on the stool. They're like, "Did he do something wrong? Did he do something wrong?"
It's the crouching and the jackets for me. He's got these
dude.
jackets that no one should ever wear, and he crouches all the time.
Yeah, dude. Well, he perches.
It is, yeah. I mean, like the big round shaped jacket and the perching. He gives off a very owl type shape.
He looks like I saw one. Have
That
you
is-
seen those when they shaved when they like Have you seen that baby owl without feathers?
No.
It's Isaac, dude. It's like look up
Why-
barn owl without feathers.
Why did they do that to the owl?
I don't think it had feathers yet. I think it was like a baby or something.
Okay. I thought you were saying they were like, oh, it'd be a good idea for a picture.
Yeah, it's like a Time magazine. They went. That would be fucking hilarious.
Fucking Isaac.
They're like, how many likes did it get? Like 30? Oof. That wasn't
Crazy.
worth it.
That's all right.
Do they grow back? They don't grow back? Ah.
They do not grow back, but sick, pretty cool photo, very shareable. Yeah, man. Rita, what are you doing? I have to figure out how to not get cat litter in my eye tonight.
Do you
so
think you really think it's the cat litter that's making you go blind?
Well, they were trying to deduce like I was like, what causes this? They're like, they went down the line, and then one of the things they said was toxoplasmosis, which you get from like cat litter, like cat shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a parasite. And I was like, that's the only thing that sounds like an element at play in my life currently. Is that I am handling a lot of cat shit. What if I was like, yeah, I play with cat shit like action figures every night? Am I not supposed to do that? Like,
Really?
Well, my first instinct when you texted me about it was, didn't the hospital jail? So Nick, the way he makes his living is he does medical studies.
yeah, I love it.
Didn't that company like famously blind people in one of their studies?
Did they go blind? I thought somebody almost died.
What do you mean you do medical studies? People do tests on you?
Yeah, what's there to explain, buddy?
So you're just doing the way you're making all your money is having medical tests done on you.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I think we've found a thing that is more likely than the cat thing.
No, I don't think so. No, because the last thing I did, they didn't even go near my eyes.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're
Nah.
doing stuff on you,
I think
I don't
it's
know.
got-
I mean, I don't know. It's probably not like that.
Well,
I mean,
Nick,
it's probably
yeah.
just some weird shit that happens. But
Yeah, no. I'm. Listen, I'll tell you something. I'm the picture of health. They compliment how healthy I am every time I go to these medical studies. You know?
Also,
I'm not
Nick
kidding.
always thinks he got the placebo. Like I remember the first time he went in. The first time he went in, they were testing like some schizophrenia medicine on him, which like apparently if you don't have schizophrenia, it gives you schizophrenia. So
Yeah.
Nick is just like sending me like screenshots of advertisements, being like, "What does this mean? What are they trying to tell me?"
if I make it, I'm gonna save Nick.
No. Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
I'm gonna
awesome.
get you a job, so this stops.
Hell yeah.
I just hope I can do it in time.
I really no.
You're like, no, I'm still gonna get tested on, even if I.
Yeah, he's not gonna let you save him.
I kind of like it. It provides a nice sense of like what's the word I want to use? It
Well,
adds
you
a
could-
sense of what?
You you say this facetiously, but it seems a little bit sincere. You refer
I'm not saying it facetiously at all.
No, not that. You say this you're like, yeah, the nurses at hospital jail, my family.
Brandon, I'm not saying I am not saying that facetiously. Either. I get excited to see them. It's nice to have
Hospital jail.
my life. That's what I call it.
That's what we call it because we should really not say the name of the company on here as often as we do.
It was the first time in my life that I had any kind of positive structure. Do you understand? It was the first time when I first did that medical study and they took the spinal fluid out of my back and then handed me $9,000. I was like, wow, I did something that was worth something. Like,
And I remember you being like, yeah, they gave me 3 meals a day.
yeah, dude.
You said it in the nicest way possible. You were like, he makes his money doing medical studies.
Every time they dole out, however, a few grand to me for whatever I've allowed them to do to me, I feel like I could be somebody.
It's so funny to me that they give it to you on like a gift card.
Dude, we should do a show. We should do another a one-man show where like I test out stuff on you. I mean, begrudgingly, because I don't really want to do that, but I will give you things and we see what it does to you, and the money goes to like Armenia or some shit.
Yeah. Oh, we.
I mean, that's better than Nate already.
I would be for that because it's nothing but Armenian mommies taking care of me when I'm in hospital jail. So I would love to give back to the Armenian community. Yeah. You know what? We're gonna get this going, Brendan.
Of
We're gonna
course,
save
you have
comedy.
Medi-Cal, dog. They're fucking pumping you full of all types of weird shit. They got to give you something.
Oh yeah, maybe
I
that's
know you're
why
going to
I'm
be back.
I've entered into like a mafia bargain with Medi-Cal.
He's still alive? What?
No, I'll tell you,
Dear
I'll tell you, they're always very impressed with my vital signs. They can't get enough of my body at
Listen,
jail.
okay. 8 years ago, you could have killed Nick 8 years ago, hospital jail. Why didn't you do it?
Why didn't you do it?
You had 8 years.
Yeah, they keep letting me get away with it.
Fuck, man.
Oh, that's good
Interesting.
stuff.
I did
I mean,
not
what are
know
you
that.
gonna- Yeah, well, Brendan,
What? Oh,
there
me.
are no clean getaways
I've
in
never
this life.
known anyone else named Brendan, and it's still very disconcerting and confusing.
Yeah, it is. I kind of think I don't really know anybody. I think you're probably the only other Brendan that I know like at all, really. I mean, I've
Yeah.
like seen some. There are some comedians that are named Brendan now, but I don't know them.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to
They're
think of the
New
last
York
time.
guys.
When's the last time I saw Brendan COONey in person? I think we did a show on like Whittier Boulevard like 2 years ago.
Oh, was it? Was it the? Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was
Dre
terrible.
show. Yeah, Boyle Heights.
Oh yeah, I like Dre. But
Yeah,
that
no,
shit was-
it's not a good show. He knows that.
Oh yeah, I showed up because I had like just gotten high and I decided I was gonna get high before I did my taxes, which was like a really bad idea. And I was like still fucked up when I did that show. You were telling me about Squirt. You were
Oh,
really
dude,
excited.
that was my only joke. I just riffed on like the fact that I only had squirt.
Right.
That was my whole shit. That bar was so fucked up, and they loved it too. They were like, "Squirt, squirt." They're like, "Now I'm like the squirt guy anytime I go there." My friend was like, "Can I get a Coke?" And they're like, "We don't have Coke." All right, can I get a Pepsi? And they're like, "Nah, we don't have that either." Do you like diet soda? And they're like, "No, we got squirt." I'm like, "What? You just have squirt here." I just went on and on about squirt, whatever I could think of. What a weird thing. I was like, is this popular in Boyle Heights? Is this a Latino thing? I think it is.
To this day, I don't know. I guess it makes sense.
That is very
you know, like
strange.
Squirt, Nate squirts out of her pussy.
You know, I would have liked the special more if we saw her pussy. I will say.
I mean, a pussy couldn't hurt anything, you know? I don't want to get too creepy, though.
I don't
All
mean
right,
to be
I'm
a
sorry.
prude, but I don't think stand-up comedy specials should have any nudity.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I don't want any nudity at all. I'm just leaning into the character I decided to play.
Right.
Give me the pussy, you know? Dice, dice, dice.
I do feel like I don't know. I think that going back to like the UCB gross out thing, I think a lot of when those types of performers get nude, I do think it's like voyeurism and forcing us to participate in them like getting off. Like for a solid percentage of them, it's like I don't know if this is art for you all the way.
What's funny is getting naked used to be such a huge part of like alt comedy. Like in the even Galifianakis did it. Like there's that bit on the Comedians of Comedy where he gets fucking naked while he's talking about how like physical comedy isn't funny. Am I remember?
Yeah.
I can't, but I like vaguely remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I love that guy, so maybe I'm but a hypocrite. But
Well, no, I think what's fun. It's like it's weird because like there's a lot of like alt comics today are like building on a foundation that I still think is funny, but they're doing it without any of like the edge or unpredictability or just like absurd. I don't know. It's weird to take something like as absurd as alt comedy and it should be silly and fun and then be like, but for social justice.
Also, it's very important that I'm nude.
Right. It's super important that I'm nude, but it's not, you're not supposed to laugh at me. This is groundbreaking.
so many people are disgusting and they get naked, and it's like nobody wants to see this unless they're in love with you.
Right.
I don't want to see a big fat guy naked on stage. I don't want to see a man naked. At least Nate, and you can't even say this without sounding offensive, but she's like an attractive woman. At least she's that. At least she's an attractive woman. Like these fucking comedians that are naked and they're big fat guys. It's like, this is disgusting.
What's going on?
I don't want to see this.
Yeah, honestly, Nanette would be bearable if there were some titties in that.
But not hers.
No, not hers. I think Nate should be in Nanette.
Yes.
yeah. Nate just comes out of the 30-minute mark, just like sweeping behind the net.
Nate's ass.
Oh, I forgot. I'm being a hypocrite here because I had an idea. I didn't do it, but I had an idea for a bit that I thought was really funny where I would be nude. Where so Brendan, there's this comedy theater in Philly called Good Comedy Theater that is very similar to like Lyric or UCB or something, where they refuse to let you just do comedy. It has to be like some kind of gimmick or like theme thing.
Yeah.
So my buddy asked me to do this show with him where it was like themed around body positivity. So I came up with this bit that I wanted to do where at the beginning of the show we come out and he's shirtless and I'm not, and he immediately like stops the show and he's like, "We were both going to be shirtless. Why did you leave me hanging like this?" We get into like an argument, and then like we do the rest of the show, and he's shirtless and upset. And then like the halfway mark, we do the intermission, and then we come back, and he's now in his underwear, and I'm still fully clothed. And he's like, "Fuck, you betrayed me again. How could you keep doing this?" And then at the very end of the show, we would be backstage, and I'd be like, "All right, dude, I'm so sorry that I left you hanging those times. So to make up for it now, I'm going to go out and I'm going to be completely naked, but I'm really, really ashamed of my body. I'm really, really shy. So I need people to be really supportive and get the audience like, yeah, we're supportive. Your body is beautiful no matter what." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" And they're like, yeah. And then I would come out fully nude with a big swastika tattoo on my chest.
Oh my fucking God.
That's funny.
Well, there was a guy in Baltimore. He was one of the Color Me Funny guys. I guess I shouldn't say his name. But at open mics, he would take his cock out, like as a bit. But he also he also wasn't a fat guy. I guess he was like a good looking guy for Maryland. He looked like Miles Teller had like fetal alcohol syndrome. This guy.
That's hot
like,
for Maryland.
So yeah, it's a Maryland 9. But he would take his cock and balls out just like at bar shows and open mics. Like there wasn't even like it was illegal. Like there wasn't even like a theater law protecting it, you know?
Oh yeah, because I remember where they would have shows. It'd be like oyster restaurants and stuff.
Right, Delia Foley's, the like
could be
shitholes.
Easily kids there.
I wonder if any of these people regret doing that. Like, you know, they later on they're like, you know, I can't believe I took my dick out at this bar show. Fucking
no.
You know what I regret more than that? I wish I'd taken my dick out at a bar show instead of doing UCB. That is my biggest regret.
You did UCB?
Yeah, paying people that like. I mean, I feel like I'm a sucker though, dude. Like I will fall for anything. My friend, when I first moved here, my friends were like, "Dude, you got to do UCB, man. It's the only thing you just go the best." And I just fell for it and shelled out money. I regret it more than most things I've done.
I dodged that bullet because I almost did that. I almost did the groundlings because my friend broke up with his girlfriend, but we were trying to, it's fucked up when somebody goes through a breakup. You don't want them to just be like excluded from the only friend group that she had out here. So I was like trying to like be a good person. Like me and like a couple, we're like, hey, we're still friends with this person. But she was like, she tried to rope me into signing up for the groundlings with her. And I'm so glad I didn't do that. I don't have the money to do that. I'd have to go to hospital jail 3 times in one.
Yeah. You'd have to get so many tests done to,
what you got to do is
get a diversity scholarship.
Next time you're in hospital jail, get the other homeless people or junkies, whoever's in there, to all do improv games with you.
Yeah, zip zap zap.
Yeah, you play park bench.
That happens in there.
What?
Yeah. There's a lady at hospital jail named Roberta, and she gets us on our feet. She keeps us active. She takes us out to the garden. We do improv games. Brendan, it's you.
You've never told me this detail.
Oh yeah, dude, she taught me how to play Settlers of Catan. You don't need to be pretty.
I think I understand now, Nick. Is this? Did you go to summer camp as a kid?
Not as much as I would have liked to.
This is camp. You're at camp.
Yeah, it's camp.
But the rules of camp are you take the pills, Nick.
Right. And I'll tell you what, that to me, because there's always shit at camp you don't enjoy. I didn't like making tents. I didn't like. I didn't like cooking, those weird little fucking turtle things. I would much rather get shots than make a tent.
I can't stop thinking about somebody isolating the audio where I say her pussy squirts, and then I say you say something about a swastika, and I go, "That's funny."
No one listens to this podcast who would do that.
Yeah,
that's so funny. I mean, it would be kind of funny if they did do it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Ideas.
Yeah, don't worry.
Oh man,
neither of us will ever achieve anything that will motivate someone to go back through this.
Well, I hope you do. I mean, Nick could write a damn pilot on this hospital thing. I've never seen that really.
Oh yeah, I would like to see a workplace
You
comedy
should.
where occasionally someone gets like just completely deformed.
If I can write, no, I mean, well, not the penis thing. I mean, well, that could be part of it, but I mean, just him letting people do medical tests on him all the time.
Well, I had an idea for. I mean, like I've thought about doing it, and my idea for it would be like a lighthearted kind of like it's kind of a funny story, like, you know, almost like a One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest type thing, right? Where I'm in there, I'm teaching the other, even though it's all voluntary.
Nice lighthearted.
Right. well, the fun parts of it, you know, and maybe I even teach a little something to the nurses too. Maybe like my wild energy shows them that they need to lighten up. There's a beautiful story to be told, but I do want the last episode to just suddenly have a dark tone where, like, you know, like we fade in and you find out that I have died from the side effects.
I like the idea, like you always think it's a placebo.
Right. Yeah. Well,
that's funny.
Yeah,
that's a good bit.
There were
it's
two
definitely
times,
not the real one.
Yeah, that's what
your skin is just like orange.
They don't give that to the whites.
It says total jaundice, and he's like, "Don't worry, I always get the placebo."
Yeah, something really good.
Yeah, what do you think this
Oh,
is?
shit.
The Tuskegee experiments? I'll be good.
They give you pills that make you think you didn't get. They give you a pill that makes you think you got the placebo.
Well,
Like, oh,
sometimes
good, Nick's back. Like, we didn't know he would definitely be back.
Well, sometimes you know, because sometimes everybody has side effects but you. And then sometimes you think that you haven't. Sometimes you think you've gotten the placebo, and then you wake up in the middle of the night having like full auditory hallucinations that like people are communicating with you.
Really?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
what do they say?
Oh man.
I don't remember. I just remember like it reminded me. It kind of reminded me. It really reminded me of like bad trips I've had or like times I've done like too much like just too much drugs in general. That like weird like amphetamine psychosis. But I woke up, you know.
Amphetamine psychosis.
Yeah, you've never had that, Brendan?
I can't say I have.
Wow,
But you know, I'm not an explorer like old Nick.
I like to have a lot of colors on my palette so that I have more a greater spectrum through which to filter my life and my experiences. There's a great way to intellectualize drug abuse. The point is, I woke up in the middle of the night in my room, and I felt like there was, I don't know, I'll describe it as a chorus of people whispering behind my back.
Damn.
And I didn't question the logic of it. I was just like, I can't turn around because if I turn around, they're going to be so pissed at me. And I don't know what happens after that. That was like my
That's
train of thought.
scary.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in way more negative headspaces, dude.
Then a group of people behind you in your bed that you can't talk to.
Yeah,
You're like, it's been way worse than that, dude.
You know, I think
yeah.
I understand now because that sounds very similar to when I was an alcoholic. I would get sleep paralysis every night for years.
Oh, sleep
Every
paralysis is the worst.
Yeah.
I
I
hate
understand
that
that
shit.
feeling where you wake up and you're like, all right, someone's in here with me, but it's not that big a deal. I
Right.
can just ride it out.
I'm sorry, guys. My nose is really running. I'm so sorry. This is so fucking gross. I've had sleep paralysis before, but I mean, the crazy thing about doing high amounts of psychedelics is that it's the sleep paralysis feeling while you are awake and conscious, and you're just like, holy fuck, this is no good. But it really prepared me for being homeless. I'm not kidding,
dude. That's such a good punchline, though. You gotta. I mean, if stand up ever comes back, that's gotta be just a long sentence, and then. But again, it really prepared me for doing this. It kind of reminds me of Creed from The Office. He has a line where he says, "He's like, I'm gonna something like a homeless man, like I did when I was a homeless man."
Yeah, Nick, if you were still single, that could be your like appeal to girls. You're like, yeah, I'm a lot like Creed from The Office. You guys like that, right?
I wish that I had. See, it's so funny because I know what it's like to be homeless. I don't know what it's like to watch The Office. I wish that I had been able. I wish I had been able to put those two together.
Two great punchlines in a row. Those are both great.
So tell me, COONey, how are you keeping your grind going during this break from stand-up?
Dude, my grind, I mean, it's really just like work and then tweeting about ridiculous things and, you know, occasionally doing something like the Flappers pilot. I do have a podcast I have not done in months.
Oh, I was
Raccoon
enjoying
titties, but yeah, what were you gonna say?
I said I was enjoying that. I remember we won't explain why, but for a good stretch, I was calling you on the phone at your job a lot because I was doing
we
business.
talk about raccoon.
Yeah.
I like pitch you episodes of raccoon titties at my workplace, which I'm sure my associates love.
Because like I used to work in a call center and like there was no like real privacy on the call, so I remember calling you and at the end of the call being like, hey, is this a recorded line or anything? Is like your manager listening? And you're like, no. And I'm like, dude, I love raccoon titties.
Oh, that's awesome.
I forget you said thanks. When we were on the phone the last time, I was like, yeah, he died. But that happens in the firm more often than you think. So it was like a normal thing to say. Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do it again. I've just been lazy. People did like it. They would message me about it and shit. But
I didn't even know everything that you were, because I'm not that plugged into the LA comedy scene, and I just found it it's strange because the podcast is nothing but like negative vibes. But no. But I kind of I liked it. I fell asleep to it the other night because I put it on because I knew we were gonna have you on, and I just like drifted off listening to it.
That's so funny. Like the most of it is me like a little bit hammered. Towards the end, I went on Sober October, so it got even meaner.
Yeah, that's where I went backwards. That's where I started.
That's so funny. I think I'm the only person that like alcohol, like drinking alcohol. I'm like, less cutting. Like sober, I'm just like my full anger is on display.
I don't remember which one I am. Maybe I'll try it out.
Yeah, you got to see.
Hey, you're off pills. You're probably good.
Yeah. Yeah, January 26th will be 5 years sober, so then I can take a year off, I guess.
You should do it on a nice 5 is nice and clean. If you like 6 years sober sounds weird, you should cut it off here and then start over again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
because 7 years sober is it's lopsided. It's weird.
Yeah. I should definitely slip up. I should have a premeditated relapse, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
What I'll do is I'll call my girlfriend after this. I'll be like, babe, I have a project that we're going to work on together.
Does she drink?
She drinks like a normal person, so it isn't weird at all. Because like, I don't know, if I date it, which I have done since I got sober, date someone who like does have a drinking problem, that's real weird. But like, she just drinks like a normal person, where she'll have like one, be like, enjoyable, nice, and then like leave
the way to do it.
Leave that much of it in the glass, and I'm like, baby, you didn't finish it. You're supposed
to. That's so you're looking at it like it's pizza crust. You're like, are you gonna throw that away?
Yeah. I still can't understand people not finishing a beer. You paid for it.
I cannot finish it. I have that ability to do it, but I don't. I go back and forth with thinking like whether I'm an alcoholic or not. Recently, though, I just really haven't been drinking. I drank in that video, but that's like that's like one of 4 beers I've had in 3 months. So I've been kind of off the sauce for a while.
It pushed you to that point, clearly.
Yeah. I had to drink for that. Watching that.
It's funny. I like the effects of it. I found a nice happy medium when I started like getting into Klonopin when I was 19, because like I love the way alcohol makes me feel. I hate that it's like a chore, but then you can just like Xanax is great because it's just like alcohol that doesn't taste anything, and you don't have to work for it. It's a nice immediate gratification.
The pills I don't really mess with it, because I've like the times I've taken pills have just been like they just haven't really affected me.
Really?
But yeah, I remember I didn't really think about it, but I barely know this girl, and I ran into her at the airport, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she's like, "You want a Xanax?" And I was like, "Okay." And I just basically took a pill from a stranger, and I'm like, "Is this me? Is this all it would take for me to die?" I have like no common sense. As soon as I put it in my mouth, I was like, "I don't even know her name."
Wow, man, that sounds really romantic.
and so she roofied me on the plane.
Was this wrong?
Didn't realize.
Did I do something wrong?
Was this wrong?
Wait, what'd you?
Did I do something wrong?
Yeah. She basically nated me. And,
I woke up over Denver sucking my own cock.
Thank God I'm a man. Can you imagine if I was a woman? I would have been raped so many times by now.
Oh my! Yeah, just accepting pills.
I just accepted a pill from I don't even take pills, and I was just like, I guess is that what people do on planes? This is legal, right? I literally was like, I guess this is legal, right?
No, not even close.
It's probably not at all legal. It's like a illegal drug.
You can't possess
I did like an illegal
Xanax.
thing.
You can't possess one Xanax. Do you need like
proof? You need a prescription. Yeah, it's like Schedule 1 or something. It's a narcotic. It's.
I didn't even know it was like really. I was just like Xanax. That's what people take for flights, right? I put no thought process into it whatsoever. I just put it right in my mouth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She had been like, "You want some poison?" I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, that's the pill for planes. It helps the plane take off.
Dude, women can convince me to do anything. I wasn't even trying to like get with her or anything. I was just like, all right, woman said something
Wait,
to me.
so-
I guess I'm doing it.
You ran into her in the airport. Were you even on the same plane?
Yeah, we're on the same plane. We're both going back home.
Oh, okay.
I
Where are
didn't
you
even know
from?
that. I mean, I know her first name, but I don't know
Nice.
her last name, and I still don't.
Wow,
And
you're describing a drug dealer, Brendan.
yeah, I basically I was like met her at the airport, and I did like a high stakes drug deal where I pay nothing, and I am roofied. It was so stupid. It was so stupid. That might be alcoholic brain right there. That's like a symptom of like just someone who drinks too much during the week and it doesn't think about his actions. And
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's like if someone buys you a beer, you're not going to not have the beer.
You have to. Have
oh,
a
for
beer.
sure, you got to drink that beer.
Yeah, it'd be culturally. It just wouldn't be. It wouldn't fly.
You'd be rude.
The one thing though is like when I'm like if I gotta leave a bar, or if I gotta leave my house or something like that, I'm not gonna like be like, wait guys, I gotta finish this. But so many people I think are like that. They're like, you can't leave it. You gotta do it. But I'm not that's not me.
I'm the
I'm
guy who's
like-
like, "Are you not going to finish that beer? I'll drink that. I'll drink the
That's
worst
crazy.
part of that beer if you're not going to drink it."
I do know people like that though.
You know what? I will. When I'm drunk, I won't even ask. Actually, that was actually. You remember when we got thrown out of that bar downtown, Brendan, because I got drunk and then I just started drinking other people's beer and eating other people's. chicken
Oh, at
wings?
that like barcade.
Yeah, at that barcade, and I guess we got thrown out because like Matt and Dan they were basically like bowling with beer glasses. They just kept smashing glasses.
Drinking is like it's like going to a movie or something, like, you know, it just completely takes your mind off everything. The only thing that sucks is at the end of it you have a headache.
Right.
It's basically just like a long movie. That's how I look
Yeah.
at it. It's a time
Yeah.
suck.
Oh man, to only have a headache at the end of it.
Right.
For me, it's like
Yeah, other things are
it's
bad
like
too,
wake
I guess.
up with a headache and a bunch of notifications that I'm afraid of.
The only destructive things I would do drinking is sometimes I just like say some kind of foul stuff to people.
Right.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's pretty tame. I don't think I did anything too crazy.
I've worried before, like, because like my drunk activity on my phone was always a huge problem, and I quit like 5 years ago. So there's like way more social media now for me to like get in trouble with, or like I would have to check so many different things in the morning. Like
Yeah. Yes.
I could
You were
like
tweeting things that were
yeah,
bad?
yeah, I was doing
That's
stuff like that,
hilarious.
but like now I'd like find out that I had like commented on someone's Venmo something like racist or something.
Oh my
Oh,
fuck.
jeez.
Yeah.
I guess
I'm
yeah.
trying-
If you drink too much, it could be bad.
Yeah.
You would say things you don't even know you're saying.
I would tell people. Yeah, I would get way too touchy feely when I would like get blackout drunk. Not touch. I'm sorry. Not
Was this
touchy-feely,
wrong?
Literally.
Is this wrong?
Is this no? I
You
mean,
hated someone.
because I was going off in text messages. I would just like profess my love to like yeah to girls.
Dude, that would be funny if that became
I've
a
always
thing,
loved
like-
you, and it's a group text.
Well, no, I would like text my girlfriend who I had like just started seeing. I'd be like, I think that I love you, and I think that what we're doing is definitely going to be forever. And she'd be like, it's definitely not.
Oh, you just reminded me of. I definitely had that kind of experience a couple times in my early 20s, where like I would go on a couple OkCupid dates with a girl, and I would be sober for those. So she'd be like, "Oh, this is like a normal, charming dude," and then she would eventually see me drunk, and you could just see on her face like, "Oh no, this is not the person I thought this was," and I'm in
Right,
too
right.
deep now.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cupid, man. Oh, I was on that. That was like the one dating app I was on. That's a fucking terrible app.
Oh, it's
It's the
terrible.
worst one. You should have got on Hinge, Brendan.
I
Well,
know.
Oh, not me.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry, Brendan Cooney.
Yeah, I'm trying to. When I was on Hinge, I kept trying to filter it so it was just open micers, and I couldn't figure it out. So I was just like, "This isn't for me." You know,
Oh, fuck.
I just want to date people that are fucked up, that are trying to cancel me. I can't come unless I think the person can cancel me.
you just want to date someone where if there's any chance that you might break up, you have to leave town.
Yeah,
gotta
I want it to ruin my life.
Yeah.
And it has. It has on on a few occasions.
Well, I knew because I made that mistake in Philly. I dated a comic, and then when that ended, I had to move to Los Angeles and very conveniently decide it's time for me to go make it right now for no particular reason. It's time for me to go.
That was similar to what motivated me to get out of my state. Was like I had an ex-girlfriend there who was like, well, she was also like, she was like another level crazy, and I was like, I think the only way I'll be able to extricate myself from this is to move to.
Where were you?
I was
were
in
you?
Maryland, DC.
Oh, that's right. I knew that.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, because you're a DC guy originally,
Yeah, I'm from Arlington.
or Arlington. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
so
like,
I got the fuck out. I was like, I
here,
need to-
like if I dated a comic here and it didn't work out, I would have to like, I guess, move home. I guess like,
No, I think you'd have to like get
I think
on
you
a
just ignore
rocket.
it.
yeah, I would have to
think you
go to
just
like
ignore it.
Alaska or something.
I don't know. I mean, now we don't even have to worry about it because there's no stand-up until it comes back, and then they're like, he did it.
He did it. Yeah.
That would be
And then-
funny if I find out that I was like about to be Me Too'd in March, and then they just like saved it.
I would love to hear the rumblings of that and just see like you just see Brendan like hurriedly getting on a submarine.
I think I'm going to meet too the woman that gave me the Xanax.
Yeah, you just did.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
did.
You just did.
She tried to assault me. No, it's actually very nice of her to do that. They gave me her expensive pills,
Yeah, well, she gave
and I don't
you
even know what they are.
she gave you a Xanax. Then when your wits weren't about you, she put a box cutter in your hand. And she told you to charge the cabin.
I mean, she inspired something great in me, and I appreciate it.
You finally made something of yourself.
If I was on that plane, Brendan COONey couldn't even have crashed it. I would have done something about it. Shut up, Mark.
I would love to be the 9/11 guy who's like, I'd love to be the guy who's like, if I was on that plane, I would have been the one who crashed it.
Is that the Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
If I was on that plane, it definitely still would have crashed.
Guys, I killed Mark Wahlberg. To Muhammad Atta. Yeah, if I was on that plane, I would have thrown like a woman in front of me or something. A knife. It was like, please don't hurt me. Hurt her.
Yeah. Those guys who
just
took
kidding.
down the plane, weren't they afraid of being canceled?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they did it. Yeah.
That's why, they got canceled, so they were just like, I have nothing left, so I'm gonna crash this plane.
They were like, fuck, how do we get that out of the news? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, how long have we been doing?
It's a little over an hour and a half, so we can
Oh,
wrap up
fuck.
if you want.
Yeah, is that I'm gonna give my girlfriend a call.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Brendan COONey, thank you so much. You've been a great guest.
You're
Yeah,
welcome. Thanks for having me on.
Do
This
you
is
want to plug
what's up with
anything? Raccoon Titties Podcast.
Yes, Raccoon Titties Podcast, and follow me on COONey or Die on Twitter. It's where I do all my best work. So sad.
Hell yeah. And you can go to patreon.com/coward hour to support us. Again, we are so sorry about Coil. We signed up for a similar service to Patreon that was a huge gaffe. So, all right. Anything else, Nick?
I think that's it.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, see you
All right,
guys.
That
Guys.
is our show.
Bye.
Knock, knock, open up, it's me, the crazy, shady, faded fucker, so rock the G. See you later, make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio showing growth, fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already, I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady, now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo, heavy petting on a Friday night. Not talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right. Got my candles in the fishnets cause it's on tonight. Oh, that's right, it's time to fillet. No need to debate me. I suck until I go ooh wee and spray my white pee. I got that ski.